Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Choosing Beggars. Story 1. Homeless CB doesn't like the hotel he's accommodated in. I take calls from homeless people in need of emergency accommodation in the city I live in Scotland. Most are grateful for whatever they can get. However, this guy will forever be remembered as king of the CBS. First night he calls in and gets accommodated in a hotel. We don't have enough hostel accommodation for everyone. The hotel itself is a chain hotel, nothing too fancy but nice enough. Members of the public who book can expect to pay about $100 a night. He calls in from his room. The door is squeaky and it's too far to the front door for him to go smoke. We tell him there's nothing can be done by the out-of-hours staff and to speak to the day team the next day. Much head shaking by us in the office. 2 nights later he calls in again. He's been moved to a different hotel that's about $140 a night and gasp the pillows aren't soft enough. He's told that's not something we'll be helping him with. A few nights later I'm back on shift, lo and behold he calls in again. Still in the same nice hotel I've been to weddings at it and it's lovely. This time his complaint is that the cleaning staff aren't being friendly towards him and have told him his room is too dirty. He also wants to be accommodated somewhere that is outside of the city center because it's too easy for him to buy drugs. Spoke with the duty officer who called the hotel. Yeah, so he's been leaving drug paraphernalia strewn about his room and they put a stop on housekeeping cleaning it daily. Duty officer gets to work, this is the back of 10 on a Saturday night, and speaks with one of the residents of a hostel who's a nice guy and basically orchestrates as switch. Nice guy gets a hotel room, jumps at the chance, and the CB gets told he can have the hostel room in the morning and that he's going to be getting billed for the damages to the hotel room. Next morning the CB is nowhere to be seen. Over $700 of damages to the room and he's off to wreak havoc in another local authority area. Story 2. Now that everyone's giving away awards I refuse to accept anything less than gold. Don't want your stupid hearts, or tree hugs, or snooze, I want gold. If you ain't got no gold to give then, next. Story 3. Rent my house and fix it up. $1,600 a month to remodel someone else's house. Story 4. NYC beggar pouts over scam. I was standing in line for Popeyes the other day when this beggar came in and asked me to pay for her meal. She said she wasn't just some homeless beggar, she was between jobs. As a recovering fentanyl addict I can guarantee you she was an opiate addict just from looking at her while waiting in line. Eventually she suckered some nice Latino businessman to help her but he spoke very little English. As soon as she realized this her last remaining brain cells started to work and she booked it to the counter and asked the worker to add the $35 family meal with a large drink. The guy then added his order but when the total popped up he asked the cashier why it was so much and luckily she knew Spanish and explained what happened. He told the cashier to remove her order and since she screwed with him he made it a singular Popeyes biscuit with a water cup. She saw it change and got pissed so he removed her order altogether and she stormed off. I thought it was justice as served to be honest. And before some golden boy comes in here saying she was just hungry and wanted to get the most she could, you should have seen the way she looked when she ordered that meal. She knew she was trying to take advantage of this guy and I'm glad she got nothing. New York beggars would kill your firstborn son for a crack rock. Story 5. Calls me at 5:30 a.m. changes method of payment and offers less payment, says they'll see me in the morning and then says at 7 p.m. Facebook MP people are different. I know I kept responding despite saying I wouldn't, but I thought they'd end up just coming to my location. I specifically mention on my post that I don't deliver and that if they want me to deliver it's an extra $20 CAD. Story 6. We can't afford to finish your treatment but keep paying us. Smile Direct Club still looking for payments despite cancelling service for tens of thousands of orthodontic patients. Story 7. Does anybody know good free cloud storage services that I can upload up to 500 GB worth size of drive content? My hard drive is somehow sealed and says it's free and empty, but on CCleaner I see the content that was on it from video games to software and I really need that stuff cause I can't re-download it either. Does anybody know good cloud storage free services like Google Drive but expansive up to 200 to 500 gigabytes with no membership subscriptions? I can't afford to toss 1,000 on a new hard drive and my stuff didn't even exceed 500 gigabytes, it's 460 gigabytes, I need to store my files one by one on the internet, does anybody have good suggestions? Story 8. Tried to steal a free bike from me. One summer I had been posting a ton of free stuff in efforts to empty my garage of junk. My scheme was that I'd give away something for free as long as they also took some junk with it. This worked well for the most part. I gave away a subwoofer, sneakers, clothes, a dinner table, a huge safe, a motor scooter, but then this one guy tried really hard to steal a free bike from me. It was a barely used BMX bike in perfect working condition and I paired it with about 8 cans of old paint and some other old chemicals. We were messaging each other on FB Marketplace. I gave my address, the guy says he's getting a ride from his friend. 30 minutes late, he finally messages me saying he's outside. I look outside but I don't see anyone. He says he's up the street. I look up the street but I don't see a car. He says he's not in a car because he couldn't get a ride so he walked and that's why he's late. I'm like, so you're just standing somewhere nearby watching me look around? He's like, LOLNA, but where's the bike? You only have the cans outside. I'm like, hey? None of this matters because you don't have a car, you can't carry all this stuff and ride a bike. He says just leave the bike outside and I'll come get everything, don't worry. I said, you want me to leave everything there for you then go back inside? He said yeah. I said don't message me anymore. Have a nice weekend. Update/edit/response. I didn't realize people would focus so much on the paint can aspect of my story but I understand the concerns. To clear things up, this is my mom's house. She's reached her golden years and could not care for the house nor herself any longer, so my brother and her bought another house where they currently live together with his family. During this transition we've been cleaning up the house, but mostly me since the rest of the family lives out of state. We've been cleaning the house for years and years. In my city, junk removal companies are not cheap. We did not have the space to put a dumpster in the driveway or out front on the street for us to fill up at our leisure and then have a company pick it up. There are no free government services like this either. So the only way is to have a small truck come, small enough to not impede traffic, and have our family plus the workers all work together to quickly fill up the truck in one shot. We did this twice and it was about $1,000 each time. But there's items they would not take, i.e., cans of paint and other stuff. So we got most of the house empty with those 2 sessions. The garage was up to me. Friends and family had taken advantage of my mom's generosity and hoarder mentality since the 80s when she bought the house. So the property became full of junk but also had a lot of abandoned valuables that some friends and family had left behind. I thought, we could pay more money for more junk removal, then we'd have the task of selling the remaining valuables one at a time to compensate for the money spent, or I could do what I ended up doing. Post on FB Marketplace, you can have this valuable item if you take these other invaluable items too. The plan worked, the garage was emptied in a month without spending money or having family schedule a day to drive in just to do dirty work. Everyone who did come to pick up the stuff were happy and so was I. Some of them were actually independent junk removal workers who hustled on the side using their small van or pickup truck. When I posted about the bike and the paint cans, I did explain how to dispose of the cans. You have to take it to the monthly hazardous materials event at the local sanitation department. I think I even posted the upcoming dates. It's a 40-minute drive for Maine and the times I did it, I was in line for an hour before they took my old gasoline and then I had to wait about another 20 minutes to get my expensive gas container back. Anyway, I explained how it works in the posted ad. I realize I was taking a chance with Mother Earth, but the people who did come to get the bike and the cans after the first guy seemed nice. A guy who was definitely under 20 years old came in an SUV with his mom and some other family members. They seemed nice. We chatted while he test rode the bike and did some tricks or whatever. They said this works out perfect since they live just 5 minutes from the sanitation department and it's not a big deal for them to drop it off. I know, I took a chance, I was tired of cleaning, I'm sorry. But in my defense, literally every can of paint or spray can sold from anywhere is a chance taken. There's no deposit fee on this stuff to motivate proper disposal like they have for soda bottles. They just sell it to whoever and cross their fingers. Story 9. Finally from my neighborhood Buy Nothing group. Story 10. Am I the asshole? I'm giving away free gift cards for Walmart on Facebook. I basically made a "I can help you with food this week" PM me message. First person obviously gets it first. But the person who messaged me first, I looked at her profile. Lots of manicure pictures, pictures of her son with her grandparents in chandeliered rooms, well-fed, obviously well-dressed child. Professional pictures of mom and baby. Employed, with an employed husband. Am I the asshole for wanting to look for someone who needs it more? I mean, she's getting fucking manicures. I don't know about you, but my cats get fed and their nails get done before mine do, and their cats. Since more than one person is reading this, I would like to ask if compassion can be conditional? I've been struggling a lot with this recently. Update. She's not getting it. I've decided to help my neighbor across the hall, who struggles with addiction and schizophrenia. I'm going to take him to Walmart and he can get whatever he needs, regardless of whether or not the gift cards cover it. I will cover the rest. I'm sincerely embarrassed that wasn't my first thought. I did explain to her that I found someone who I believe needs it more, and I apologized profusely. She did not take it well, but I am comfortable in my decision. Thank you all, so kindly, for your responses and support. Story 11. Urgently needed for super important schooling. Story 12. Too good to not share. https://www.tiktok.com/t/zt8k7yo1x/. Story 13. Fish people are something else. I work in the fish keeping hobby/industry, keep 5 of my own aquariums, and offer an aquarium cleaning service. One of my clients needed to get rid of some cichlids, so I posted them on Kijiji and Facebook, for free to the right home. But, apparently I know nothing about fish. I definitely don't know what couple bucks they're referring to, as I posted them for free and never mentioned price or money to them. Literally beggared themselves out of getting free fish. https://imgur.com/a/651jzls. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.